Hello, and welcome to part 2 of our world building and role-playing games here on Labyrinth Twitch. We are following up from last week where we opened a pack of Magic the Gathering cards, specifically from the set Throne of Eldraine in design and adventure to play in them. Today, first and perhaps most excitingly, we have a special bonus that we can give away, which is we'll turn on the camera there.
There you go.
Which is a pro membership for 3 months of Roll20, and I'm going to start a giveaway for that now while we're getting started. It should show instructions in the chat for how to do that. Yep, use !raffle if you'd like to potentially win that code. We'll just whisper it over to you.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm excited that we can give out these Roll20 vouchers, and I hope that everybody's out there excited about today's game. Camilla and I are going to kind of jointly run a game. This is my first time even remotely attempting to DM, and I've asked a few friends of mine to join us, and we're going to be playing through the world that she and I created last week. I'm excited, or 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely. So as she mentioned, we have some socially distanced friends of the store who can show up now. We've got Jody, Stephanie, John, and Paul who will be playing with us. They will be 4 characters who are in the enchanted forest of the Throne of Eldraine. And let's get a chance to meet them. After we've met these characters, we're going to close that raffle, so get in your submissions if you want it.
Thank you, Nullzone, very much. I appreciate it. I'm very nervous. I think Camilla's going to be helping me a lot, but she's going to give me some guidance and some tips on how to DM. So maybe one day I can be my very own DM.
So because we've got 4 different players, once you can see Stephanie as well, let's let the dice tell us who we're going to meet first. Kathleen, would you roll that D4?
I can. Let's see. We're going to roll dice here. Oops, it's hard to see on the camera.
So that is
a 4.
So Paul, can you tell us who your character is? Make sure to mention their name, pronouns, race, and class. And last night, the magic of the enchanted forest sent you into a magical slumber. Can you also tell us something that you saw in your dream?
Sure. My character's name is Kreneg, the dwarven artificer. He's a stout fellow. And last night in the dream, he saw a larger tree than he's ever seen before with a terrible secret.
Ooh, all right. Then can we meet Jody's character?
I am Gerard. I am a human bard. I am intensely charismatic and handsome and painfully stupid. And while I was asleep, I saw a dream of my true love.
Ooh, where did you see them?
In the forest somewhere.
Okay. That is for Gerard. And then John, can you tell us about your character?
Absolutely. I am playing Rorik the Beardless, who is a dwarf. He is a paladin and has taken an oath of service. However, in his dream, when we all drifted off to sleep, he saw Titania, the Fey Queen of Summer.
What did she have to say? What was her emotion?
I'd say she was in distress.
Ooh, okay. And finally, Stephanie, can you introduce us to your character?
Sure, I am playing Quinlan. He was a regular human dude until he got cursed by a witch, and now he finds himself half human, half raccoon. He is a wild hunt rogue, and in his dream, he saw a castle in a deserted island surrounded by money, gold, gems, basically anything a thief could ever want.
Ooh, okay. Castle on an island. All right. So let me go to the other tab and close that raffle. Nobody's joined the raffle yet.
Does anybody want to win a copy or a voucher code for 3 months of free Roll20. And I think that we should just leave it
Yeah,
up for
let's
a
just leave it
while.
open.
And if anybody joins on in a little while, we'll close the raffle and we'll see what's going on. But yeah, if you would like to do it, how do they do it?
Just type !raffle in the chat.
Okay, ! And then raffle. And you can be entered into the raffle to win this code. And then I am going to, you want me to put these out so that people can see?
Yeah, as we go.
So we thought that.
Well, so let's start describing it. Let's narrate it.
Okay, go for it. So when you wake up, you're kind of very, very foggy and you're just starting to wake up a little bit. And you realize that you're all kind of in this dark, kind of dampy place, and you hear something that sounds maybe like children whispering, and you also hear a lot of noise going on, and you're just kind of starting to wake up a little bit. And I think that you're going to see as you look around that it looks kind of like a dwarven forge, but then something's just kind of off about it. It's kind of, and you realize that there are kind of bars surrounding you, and there's some food left out, some kind of things and various stuff. But yeah, so go ahead.
So let's throw the ball back to them. So you're kind of waking up in a cramped area. It's very low down. And you're still foggy from this enchantment, but you can look around and listen. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the food.
Yeah. Looking over, you can see there are a couple of dwarves who are kind of having a snack, and they're muttering to each other. And one of them points in your direction. Gerard, you can only kind of hear their motion because it's dark down here. There's no lighting, so only, I believe, our two dwarves can see in this light. What are the children talking about?
I think the children are talking about, oh, we've got to get out of here. These dwarves have captured us, but we know that there is some secret treasure somewhere, and we're gonna leave and head out. I found the secret passage. And you see that they're shoving their pockets full of this like hardtack bread type stuff, and they're shoving them in their backpacks and stuff. And you see that they have found a hidden door inside their little area with bars on it, and they're starting to crawl out.
Yeah. Just as you're finally fully coming to your senses, you see the stone wall seal behind them just before you can make out the rest of the details. So what are you all doing?
Do Kranich and I recognize the other dwarves? Are they from a clan that we know, or? Yeah.
Looking over at them, you do see some insignia there. They're known for taking captives. You've heard that they trap people underground so they can turn them into more dwarves and grow their clan.
I mean, sounds like a good idea at the face of it.
Apparently, we're too late.
There's a lot more dwarves.
The dwarves.
Excuse me, sirs. Excuse me, the short one. No, the other one. Could you let me out of here, please?
What do you want? My name is Furious Dwarf, and I don't really like you, and I think you just need to shut up and sit back.
Yeah, one of them stomps over, and you just hear this shouting coming in through the bars, Gerard.
Pardon me, but do you speak common?
I speak whatever I want to speak, and you need to be quiet and just eat your hardtack.
The dwarf leans in and it tries to whack you on the head.
I'm whacking you.
Can you make an attack roll to try and hit Gerard? So Gerard, I think I have your armor class as 13.
Oh, I got a 20.
That is correct.
Great start.
A 20 is a critical hit.
I don't want.
Fortunately, it's just whacking and not swinging kind of the heavy pickaxe that it had with it. So a critical hit from a punch is going to hit you for 2 damage, Gerard. How does the rest of the party respond as they scold your bard?
I'm gonna be completely distracted by the locking mechanism on our cage, our prison cell.
I'm going to grumble. Whatever happened to dwarven hospitality? That's no way to treat guests. And I'm going to try to grab his arm, the dwarf that just hit my friend Gerard. And because
Yeah.
it's inside the bars, I'm going to grab his arm and I'm going to yank him forward so that he hits the bars.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you think that's hard for him, or can he just do that? Like, do you think he needs to roll some dice for it?
Yeah, I think he needs to roll dice for it.
Okay.
I
Does he
mean,
need
because
to
my
be-
hand's fast.
Yeah. Is it
Yeah.
need to be fast enough or strong enough?
I think he needs to be fast enough.
Okay. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me?
Sure
And
thing.
hold the number for just a second.
Oh.
I'm going to choose what number he has to beat to try and pull this off. I think maybe 10, because it's pretty surprising and it's a good idea.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'm good with that.
I
How'd you
got
get?
16, and that was not bad for Rorik because he has a penalty on his dexterity.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So
he grabs my arm, and
yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing with my arm? Let go of my arm.
Excuse me? What did you say? And I'm going to yank him forward. I can't hear you.
My head knocks against the iron bars that have been obviously constructed very strongly.
Yeah.
Quinlan, can you grab his keys?
Furious Dwarf?
Furious Dwarf.
So you
is
give
down.
Furious Dwarf gets like a heavy welt on their head. It sounds like we might be escalating to a combat situation. Is that the case, y'all? Do we want to
Well,
go?
actually, while he's kind of got Furious Dwarf, smashed against the bars, Quinlan would really like to start looking for some keys. Little light thievery.
Okay.
I would imagine a raccoon could probably fit through the bars.
Maybe so.
Maybe.
Can you see in the dark?
I have. I should have dark vision.
Okay.
If I'm. If I can
And
find my.
so looking around, trying to see which of these doors in this low light has keys on them will be a challenge. Can you give us a perception check to see how quickly you can pull that off?
I can. One
Which
second.
door has the keys?
Yes.
Okay, secretly.
Yep.
Can you write it like a K underneath so I know?
13.
Ooh, okay. Do you think 13 is good enough to find the keys?
Yeah, I think so. I think you see this one dwarf kind of running back and forth, really nervous, and he's like, "Oh no, I don't know what's going on. The whole cavern is flooding. Oh no, we got to do something." And then you see this other kind of dwarf sitting back with his mead, going, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's all fine." And you notice that dwarf has some keys on his belt, and you're like, "Oh, it's fine. Everything's fine," as water is kind of running up from across the room.
Okay.
I want to show them our map.
Yeah. So you can, looking around now, those of you whose eyes have sort of adjusted, you can see. There's actually no water. Cut that.
We got the water.
There's
Okay.
no water. But looking around, you can see, in addition to the 7 dwarves running in clustered here, there are some in the back that are standing still. There's something strange about them. They're holding their pickaxes oddly, and their mine carts just stopped in the middle of this small cavern. To the side, you can see a large pillar raising most of this chamber, and then racks of clothing and trinkets on the far side of the room.
And you notice that there are kind of dioramas around the wall, kind of depicting various dwarf scenes.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got a couple moving parts right now.
The raccoon was trying to look for the keys.
Yeah. So so you're in the cell. John's character Rorik is holding on to Furious Dwarf. The other ones are rushing in. I think we're definitely in like a tense situation here. So we're gonna go into combat rounds, and I'll start tracking actions. And I'm just gonna throw it to the players first. So what are y'all doing? And then Kathleen, I'll ask you to help us adjudicate whatever they say they're doing.
Okay.
Who's ready?
Okay, since I cannot see and it is dark, I am going to cast Fairy Fire in the general direction of one of the voices of one of the dwarves that I can hear running around, and hopefully catch several of them in its area of effect. And that will also give me some light to see by.
All right. So we've got a whole bunch of people rolling. So to approximate that, Kathleen, please roll all 3d20. And that'll be kind of a spread, upper, middle, and lower third.
They
Okay.
need 13 dexterity saving throws.
Dexterity saving throws.
And 17, it looks like.
Okay.
So 9, 11, 17.
Yeah, these dwarfs are not very dexterous. So 2/3 of them have failed. So Kathleen, can you choose? So most of these are going to be hit by fairy fire, except for 2 of them, which I'll choose as the 4th and 1st. So most of them start to glow, and Gerard, that dim light reveals the scene. You're cramped down here, and you're right by the edges of the cell. Do you want to back up or stay by these bars?
I will back up out of range in case anybody wants to put something pointy in me.
Okay.
And just so you all know that the ones that are illuminated, we have advantage on attack rolls against them.
Ooh, very handy.
Okay. Who else is ready?
Question. Could Quinlan perhaps push his way through the bar, or not push, but like squeeze his way through the bars? Like, or were they designed for small critters?
I think that sounds like a rogue kind of thing to do.
Okay.
So there is a skill acrobatics, and we're going to ask you to use that to try and squeeze through these bars.
No problem. I will do that.
15 is hard, 13 is moderate, 10 is easy. How hard do you think this is?
I think it's probably, I mean, I would assume that the bars aren't super close. So I would think a 10. I don't think it's that hard to get out of this bar. Like, I don't think that this cell was created to hold in raccoons.
Okay.
Cool.
10 is your challenge.
I rolled a 17, so.
Oh, well done.
I just kind of shoot out of there like a cannon, essentially.
Okay. And then where are you heading?
You know what? I'm going to run up to the drunk dwarf who has the keys.
Okay.
It's hard for a dwarf to get drunk, so he's been drinking all day long.
Yeah.
Really strong mead.
To get back to that one, there at the back of the pack, you'll have to dart through the bunch of them, and they might take some opportunity attacks against you. Are you okay with that?
That is fine.
Okay. So I think the whole group of them is going to try and get a whack in as you're running through. So let's say 3 of them are positioned close enough to do it. Let's roll those. And I have written an armor class of 13 for you. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Got a 20, a 14, and a 5.
Okay. What is our attack bonus for the pickaxe here?
+5.
Ooh, so 2 of them are going to be well enough to hit, and 1 of them is a critical. So again, we're going to be doubling the damage. And how much does their pickaxe do?
1d6.
All right, so that's 1 hit and then 1 critical for another 2 dice.
A 3.
And roll 2 more for the critical as 2 pickaxes wham wham against the raccoon. That's a 6.
5 and a 6, 11.
Ooh,
Oh,
so
ooh.
3 and an 11. Where does that put you?
If we're at 11, I'm down.
Oh no.
Oh hey. Yeah, I mean yeah. The raccoon is like got little like birds chirping around his head, and he's probably got a nut hanging out.
Yeah. So these dwarves are just hitting to subdue. Quinlan goes down. What is the rest of the party doing? I'm so excited.
I think I can probably help her. So Quinlan sounds like he didn't make it that far from the cage. So maybe our little raccoon friend is within reach of Rorik.
What do you think within
Yeah,
reach?
I think probably. Like the dwarves see her coming out, and they're all, we've got hyper dwarf running back and forth with a pickaxe. So yeah, Quinlan, he can be within reach.
Okay, arm's reach. You got to squeeze out the bars. What are you doing?
Then since Rorik is a paladin, he can channel his divine power and lay on hands and heal Quinlan. So he's going to reach through the bars and put his hand on Quinlan and channel some divine healing. So Let's go. I think he's going to need it. So let's go with 5 hit points back to Quinlan.
Boom, Quinlan, you shoot back up. I think you've still got your action left.
Oh, good. Hold on. Let me see what my options here are, because I think I've got.
Raccoon gets healing. They return back to consciousness. And then after that, we're going to check in with Rorik.
You know, I think I would very much like to attack one of the dwarves with my dagger. No, wait, short sword.
Okay.
We're going with my short sword.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Can you tell them the armor class for the dwarf?
The armor class for the dwarf is a 14.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Can I try to pull the thief raccoon back in?
We'll have an armor class as
Hold
a
her
class.
back.
You want to do what?
I'd like to try to rein my friend the raccoon back in and bring her back into the cage with us, if possible.
Well, let's let him pull off an attack first, if that's what he's doing, I think.
We're gonna try it.
Yeah, you see 12. Sorry, excuse me.
Oh, well, 9 with
Ooh.
my short sword.
Oh, so
No.
So
Right.
close.
yep.
No
So
intuition
you
roll this time.
Stab at the board dwarf is just sitting there. So he's like, God, I hate this. Why did we ever bring these people in? And then you stab at him and he just kind of steps out of the way.
Oh.
Well, you're still a little dazed from being hit with the pickaxe.
Oh yeah, yeah. Not my finest sword work.
Okay, so would Krennic?
Mhm, yeah, what are you doing after that?
If the raccoon is still within arm's reach, I'd like to grab him and bring him back into the cage if possible.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
him
yeah.
And they've already all used their reactions for those opportunity attacks, so you're good to go for that.
Oh yeah, I don't want to actually leave the cage. The safety of my cage is happy. I'm just gonna send.
So you okay, so now I think that's all the players, so now it's the dwarves' turn.
Okay.
What are you doing?
So drunk dwarf is still kind of sitting there like, I need some more mead. Where's my mead? And then another dwarf comes up and he's like, God, I am so hungry. Why can't I get any food? And y'all realize that you have food in your cell. And he's like, I just want some food. And drunk dwarf is like, oh, the prisoners have the last of the food. What do you want to do about it?
So that's what two of them are doing, and then the other group of them, they're gonna try to reach those bars, and I think they'll go for Rorik. And there's gonna be a group of them. Can you roll an attack for the
This one?
no, roll 3. So
3?
3 of them are gonna try to swing in.
Okay. You're like, ugh.
Rorik, can you we're gonna add 2 to your armor class for cover from those bars.
Okay.
Okay, and I got a 15, a 14, and a 13.
Ooh, that is rough. I think that's 3 hits again. Can you roll that?
Question.
Yes.
I'm assuming since we're in the cage in the prison that we don't have our weapons and armor.
No, they left all of your stuff on you.
Yeah, y'all just kind of fell asleep. They threw you in this cell.
What an incredibly good stroke of fortune. Since they forgot to take my armor off of me, my armor class is with the bonus from the bars is now a 17.
Ooh, okay. So, but I think our lowest was what, like a 13?
I know we got a 15, 13. Yeah, it was a 15, 14, 13 or something like that.
So we have a +5. So I think all 3 of those will still hit.
I got a 5, 1, and 2.
Oh, I think, but my armor class is a 17.
Right. So if our lowest was a 13 and then we rolled a 13, then added 5 to it.
Got it. I misunderstood. Okay, they all hit.
Sorry, that's what I rolled. I didn't realize I had to add things.
Oh, poor Rorik.
So they swing in and whack on you there, and that's going to be the end of that round. So it's back to the players again. What are you doing?
Question, am I back in the cage or am I still outside?
You're back in the cage.
Okay. You know what? I've decided that since they're talking about food, I've grabbed the food that's in the cage with us and I just start chucking it outside the bars, you know, across the room at some of the dwarves, you know, just kind of throwing food every which way
Okay.
while also heckling them.
Well, Henry isn't listening to you. He's just so hungry and so angry that he just goes and he grabs up the sausage and he just starts chewing on it. And the other dwarves are all pretty focused on trying to kind of, you see that they're kind of destroying all of the things around, like they're breaking with their pickaxes, they're breaking through the different dioramas, and they're not really paying all that much attention to you.
Yeah, you see furious dwarf with kind of a huge welt on their head says, and you stay in your cages, and then like wanders over and just like wham, falls flat on the ground about 10 feet away from you.
Yeah, and Dwarf Drunk is kind of starting to doze off. He's sitting there and he got his other thing of meat and he's kind of like sitting like this.
So the few others are going around and you see they're just sacking the dioramas and destroying the place. What are you doing?
I wish to use the mage hand cantrip and see if I can pickpocket the keys from one of the dwarves.
Yeah. So you saw the raccoon rushing for Drunk Dwarf where you saw the keys. I think that's going to be a stealth check to pull that off without jangling them in the air as you bring them back, or sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, I think is probably okay. I can do that. Hold on.
Choose a number that needs to be kind of 10 to 15.
Sleight of hand, and we got a 14.
You have succeeded. You get the keys and they're floating very carefully back into the cell. Drunk Dwarf doesn't know anything's going on, and all the other dwarves are kind of really paying attention to what they're doing and aren't really paying much attention to y'all.
Okay, I will then proceed to carefully unlock my door and then pass the keys off to the other guys.
Okay, yeah, so the one cell they're all in kind of opens up. You can see just across from you is the locked entrance to the cell that the children escaped from, or you could proceed into kind of the museum area.
I will proceed into the museum area.
Okay, so that's where all the dwarves are kind of like milling around and doing things. Where are you trying to go?
I am looking for an exit.
You can, there's dim light coming off the dwarves. You can see a staircase kind of just on the far side of the central pillar
Okay.
where they have kind of a barrel that's tied to it.
All right, then I will take a position behind the pillar and wait for my friends.
Okay.
Okay.
So then do you think, so it sounds like the group of you might be trying to sneak out of here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, these guys were kind of mean. I don't want to hang here.
Okay, so then I think we're going to call for a group stealth check. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to have a number and we're going to need at least half of you to match that number to all sneak out of here without alerting any dwarves.
Okay.
So choose our number that they need to beat secretly. These are dwarves who are very focused on smashing the museum
Yes.
right now.
I would think like a.
Cool. So can everyone make a stealth check if you are creeping after Gerard?
Got a 17.
I
Got a
haven't.
26.
That's 2 successes, so he passed, but I'm curious how Cranig and John did, or sorry, Cranig and Rorik did.
Got a 3.
What did you get, Krennic?
A 3, and I got an 11, so neither of us are especially stealthy.
What? Did I hear a 26 from Quinlan?
Yes.
Okay, can you give us one moment about what you did that managed to cover for the whole group?
Sure.
Like, did you cause a distraction or find the perfect route from?
You know what? Yes, Quinlan got down on all fours and just kind of ran around squeaking like a raccoon and trying to like climb up some of the dwarves and just kind of generally causing chaos. You know, like bull in a china shop is not the correct metaphor, but essentially like a raccoon
Raccoon in a
trapped in a
china shop.
tight space.
Like,
Yeah.
like chasing a mouse inside your house. Like, find it, where did it go?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, and then you have nauseous dwarf is over in the corner, kind of going, "Oh, my stomach hurts," and he's kind of throwing up a little bit. And Lord Dwarf is going, "Oh God, not again, you stupid nauseous dwarf." And then Gruff, you hear Gruff Dwarf going, "Arr, I can't believe these stupid dwarves made this dumb museum about us so long ago. We gotta destroy it. I can't believe that they would do something like this. Let's just get this thing done and don't worry about the stupid, don't worry about the stupid people who are escaping. They're just, let's get rid of this place."
So then the group of y'all can hear their dwarven voices fade into the darkness as you climb up these stairs out into the enchanted forest above.
And do they hear, I think that they probably hear something about, and those stupid kids know where that stupid sword is. I don't know. Let's get this place completely destroyed and go after those kids.
So what do y'all do when you reach the surface?
Do we see any tracks or anything like that from where the kids may have gone?
So they didn't take the same exit as you. You saw they went through somewhere in their cell. So you don't see any footprints here on the surface, like right around the exit.
Where are we?
So you've come up somewhere deep in the enchanted forest. And up here is something almost like just a subway entrance that goes down into the earth.
Yeah, it looks like an old kind of dwarven or like mine tunnel that you came up. And you can kind of see around the other side that there's a whole bunch of trees and stuff and a pathway leading away from it a little bit. And there's some trees and it looks like maybe there's a hidden door or something in one of the trees.
I hate to say it, but maybe we should go back into the mine and take the route that the kids followed.
Well, what about that hidden door? That sounded interesting to me. Can I investigate that?
You want to investigate the hidden door?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's pass this back and forth to be like, ooh, I want to handle this next thing or whatever.
Okay.
Like call dibs on narrating. So you come over and you see it hangs open. And there's a pair of small footprints that are two pairs that go off into the woods. One of them booted and one of them barefoot. What do you do?
Listening at the open door, can I hear the sounds of dwarves destroying a museum from below?
Yes, very clearly. You hear lots of crashing and dwarves cursing and yes.
I'm gonna close the door, and I'm gonna try to seal it shut with some artificer cantrip, like firebolt.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Seal it shut, so that no one can follow through.
Okay, well, I don't know.
So he sealed the door shut. Do you want to
Okay.
tell him what happens, or escalate to me?
You can escalate.
Okay.
Okay.
And you see the kind of ancient elven wood. It sort of smokes and chars, and you see a bit of magic kind of crack and break as the seam of the door fades away and it turns back to normal wood. Okay.
What are y'all doing?
Interesting.
Can Quinlan kind of sniff around the tracks to see if those were maybe left by the children?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. And you kind of are following the little footsteps and you notice that they go kind of off into the woods and you follow it along and you find a piece of like a little crumb from the dwarven hardtack that you saw the kids shoving in their pockets.
Interesting.
So I'd like to destroy any trace of that before we start potentially following the kids.
I mean,
So that it's
Quinlan
harder
is
for anyone
definitely down to eat the garbage, so you know.
I was gonna say, eat the trash.
Oh, we've got a trash panda.
So Quinlan starts eating the dwarven traveling hardtack.
Yeah.
And it's like crunching. It's so hard that it's crunching in your teeth, sounding kind of like chalk. And you're like, this is delicious, but like you're almost breaking your teeth on this bread. But you're like, I wonder if there's some more. And everybody kind of notices you and is like, what are you doing? And,
Ooh, piece of candy.
So as we're walking along through the forest, if we've got 10 minutes or so as we're doing this, I would like to use my inspiring leader feat and this constant patter of upbeat and bright and happy and cheerful. And isn't it a wonderful day in the forest? And look at how pretty the sunlight is shining through the trees, and you know how nice those dwarves were and how tasty that hardtack was, and you know, and give my my comrades 4 temporary hit points.
Okay. And is this rhetoric, poetry, or song?
This is just me being a typically happy-go-lucky kind of, you know, everything is sunny in the enchanted forest kind of guy.
All right. So this this trail continues off into the forest. It seems to be going for some time. You said that you're clearing kind of the tracks behind you so the dwarves can't follow.
You know what? So I'm doing it 2 ways. I'm eating the hardtack as I come across it, and I'm kind of using my tail to brush away the, you know, the steps, the tracks behind me.
Yeah, like between your tail and I know that Krennic said that he was keeping his eyes on it as well. You can pull it off effectively. It slows you down. Do you want to do that just for the beginning to cause a break, or indefinitely?
Team?
I think just at the beginning is fine enough. We want to catch up with the kids and they're going to run fast.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so too.
and it's starting to get a little bit like it's definitely more kind of twilight. Like it's definitely starting to head towards evening.
Okay.
Okay.
As it's kind of pushing towards evening, you haven't reached an end to the trail yet. Do you want to pick up the pace to try and find somewhere, and potentially like lose the tracks a little bit, or do you want to kind of maintain your careful pace now?
I try to catch up with the kids.
We've slept long enough. Let's hustle up and catch up.
If someone wants to do that, can they lead a survival check, or can they make a survival check, please?
Sure.
Sorry.
Rorik can try.
Oh, sorry.
Ooh, that is a 23.
Wow. Well, you definitely speed up. And all of a sudden you hear.
Yeah. So you're going through it, and it's actually that's gonna be at midnight.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
you don't hear that yet. But you are moving through the woods, and you can start to see a building rise up in the distance. You can see it's a ruined stone. To the side, you can see a small little kind of wrought iron fenced-in section, and you can hear the trickle of flowing water somewhere nearby.
All good signs.
Well, I'm quite thirsty after this long trek through the forest, so I'm going to go get a drink.
That might not be the best idea, Gerard.
But he's been singing. I'm sure he's thirsty.
Water. Well,
Okay.
You don't think there's something wrong with it, do you?
So you head down kind of towards this building, and you notice that there's a creek running behind the building. And you're kind of heading over there to, I don't know, lap up some water, I guess. What are the rest of you doing?
Stopping Gerard from taking a drink.
Gerard, just as you're passing by, you come to see this building is kind of on like a small cliff, so you can clamber down a little bit of stone. And just as you're kind of getting that sight line over, there's a rock that shifts under your foot and splashes down into the creek below you. at that moment, you hear a loud, deep kind of snuffle. And off to your left, just about 10 feet away, blending in with the rubble, you see a huge furry form just keyholed through the half-collapsed doorway.
Okay. I will cast the Friends cantrip.
Ah, okay.
And I will say, good day evening, sir. How are you today? What is up?
So you're casting it on just kind of the patch of fur, whatever's through that door.
Yes.
Give me just a moment to look at that spell.
Good idea.
It gives me advantage on charisma checks directed at one creature of my choice,
One creature of your choice.
as long as he isn't hostile towards me.
Yeah. So the
So the wolf, well, I guess you don't know what it is, but
let's start moving now.
yeah, you're kind of moving around, and he kind of looks out of the hole in the kind of crumbling doorway, and he's like, "What do you want?"
Well,
The wolf's head is the size of your torso alone.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite thirsty. Would you have anything to drink? Some mead, perhaps?
If you
So the
bring me if you bring me something to eat, I might be able to help you.
Well, I have some of this hardtack.
the wolf kind of like leans over and he's like, why don't you bring it here? That sounds delicious.
Okay.
So Gerard, are you kind of stepping forwards towards it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're friends.
You see it licking its lips as you come closer and closer, as it starts to lift up on its legs.
Okay. I will extend the hardtack towards it.
Okay. What does it do?
It kind of like tries to grab it a little bit, but it can only get like a very small part of his snout out. And then behind it, you hear this horrible squawking, and it's like, and then the wolf keeps trying to get the hardtack, but he can't really get to it. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. There's lots of noise.
So sorry, let me say what the rest of you all can see. There's to the side of this building, there is some like a stone rise of a collapsed tower, and you can see a huge beak with white feathers stick out of the top of it and start squawking and screeching, looking over in your direction. As this happens, Gerard, you see the wolf, which had been kind of like trying to grasp at you. Its head snaps up in that direction, and it leaps over the wall of the ruin and start to climb up towards that tower. What are you all doing?
Is it trying to catch the bird?
Yeah, it's the beaked head. You see this. The bird creature is also quite large. It's jumping up towards it.
Okay. I'll hold up a bit of hardtack and I'll say, "Here, Polly, here." I'm trying to attract the bird.
The bird kind of is on the edge of this, like a window in the tower. And where's our bird? Our bird should be there's our bird. The bird is on the edge, and it looks like it's trying to kind of fly, but it doesn't really know what it's doing exactly, and it falls head over heels out of the window and splat, like kind of lands on the ground and is kind of like,
Is this
you can see that it's not a bird, but a large griffin. As the wolf turns towards it and pounces, I think, if it's fallen down. And you see it it grabs the griffin with a heavy bite. What are you all doing?
Is this a baby griffin? That's why it couldn't fly?
it is not a baby griffin, not at all. But it doesn't seem to be acting normally at all. It doesn't seem to be, acting griffin-like necessarily.
Yeah, it's an adult griffin behaving like a child as you look at it.
That's a drunk griffin.
We don't judge here.
So Rorik, you're kind of like studying it and staring, seeing what's going on. What are the rest of y'all doing in that immediate moment?
Heal, boy, heal.
And the wolf like kind of lets go of the griffin for a second and looks up at you and starts like thinking about maybe having you for lunch too.
Oh, who's a good boy? Come here, boy. Come here. Remember, we're friends.
Oh yeah.
Like an animal handling check.
I would prefer persuasion, but I can do animal handling. Let's see.
I think we'll let friends apply so you can take advantage on it, but it'll still be animal handling.
Okay. So the first roll was an 11, and the second roll was a 13.
One way or the other. 11 and
13.
what do you think? Is that enough to stop the wolf from eating this prey that it's been hunting for?
I don't know. The wolf is pretty hungry and he kind of comes over and looks at you and maybe like grabs the hardtack out of your hand and starts nibbling on it. And then right at that moment, you hear this kind of noise coming from the enclosed yard or whatever. And you hear, "Ah, who is that making all of that noise?"
Yeah, so then as that's happening, it seems to be coming from the fenced in area to the side. So I saw what Gerard and Rorik were doing just there. Quinlan and Krennic, you're seeing this happen. What do you do?
Quinlan hears the new voice coming from the fenced in part of the yard and decides to go see what's happening over there. Kind of very carefully goes over, is like peeking over the fence, trying to see if he can suss out, is this another wolf? Is this some other critter that maybe won't eat him?
Looking in, you can see a few gravestones, and you can hear a muttering voice that's like, "Don't they just keep it down up there? I try to tell them again and again." Almost drowned out by the squawking wounded bird and the grumbling stomach of the wolf on either side of you.
I'd like to see if I can tell why the griffin is acting strangely, if it's just badly wounded or if there's something else going on that I can tell.
Can you make an insight check for me? Trying to think what they'll figure out.
Sorry, 18?
18? You've seen someone polymorph before who's unfamiliar with their body, like a druid shapeshifting for the first time, something like that. This is that kind of situation. This griffin is not used to being a griffin. So that's what the group of you all are doing. So the wolf is at this decision point. What's it going to choose to do?
I think that the wolf is very, very hungry, and I think he sees the raccoon, and obviously the bird is kind of flapping around, but the raccoon is running over. So the wolf is gonna doesn't like the hardtack. It's not very satisfactory to him, so he's gonna kind of run after the raccoon going towards the fence.
You hear it growl, "I want meat!" As the wounded griffin kind of like claws itself behind the two dwarves, cowering even though it's 4 times your size.
When I see the wolf taking off after the raccoon, can I make an opportunity attack against it?
Yes, because you were just next to it. And then after that, I'm going to ask the wolf to make an attack against the raccoon. So roll your attack, Gerard.
I got a 16.
Okay, a 16 is enough to hit it. How much damage do you hit for? It's got an AC of 14.
I hit for 5 points of damage.
Okay, can you mark that down? So the wolf.
Bad dog.
What's that?
Bad dog.
So the wolf charges forwards towards the raccoon and is going to leap into the air for a bite. And it gets advantage on this from its charge. Quinlan, remind us your armor class?
13.
Okay.
Oh, my rolls are not as well. I got a 1 and a 2. A 1
Ooh.
and a 2.
Well, we barely avoided the 1 because we got advantage. But it leaps just over you, stopping as landing just in front of your eyes as that drool slobbers down. Is the griffin doing anything right now? It was last just cowering.
Yeah, the griffin has kind of he's figured out how to stand up, and he's kind of run into the rubble. You see another kind of doorway going into the rubble that is passable, and it kind of goes in under the spiral staircase that you see going up, and it's kind of hiding underneath the stairs a little bit, and you can kind of see that there's a doorway past the stairwell.
Yeah, it runs into the ruins and up those stairs a little. So then it's to the party again. What are y'all doing?
I think I'm going to join Gerard, and if the wolf is attacking this poor helpless griffin, we're going to see how it likes the taste of the warhammer.
Ooh, okay.
Swing the warhammer at it, and Rorik will say, not ironically at all, pick on someone your own size. And swing the arrow.
Okay, try to hit AC 14.
Let me just check. I have a +4 to hit with a warhammer. So yes, I rolled a 16.
Okay.
For, wow, 9 points of damage.
Ooh, solid. Woof. Okay, what about the rest of the party?
Quinlan is going to take this delightful opportunity to get away from the wolf and probably start. So the iron area is next to the tower, or part of the tower, or how is that working?
So you've seen all these elements now. This building overlooks a creek. The wolf was inside. There's a small graveyard out here. You saw a room inside, and here's the spiral staircase, which goes to nothing. It just ends in midair.
Yeah.
If you run away from the wolf, it will get an opportunity attack on you.
There's a graveyard, huh?
Yeah.
Small.
Are there any bones in the graveyard?
Not sticking up out of the earth.
But someone dedicated enough to maybe start digging could find some, right?
Probably, yes.
So Quinlan was going to take this delightful opportunity to use his sense of smell to find the most likely spot for some bones and start digging, as though his life depends on it.
That is a great idea.
Yeah.
Would you prefer investigation, perception? I'm not quite sure how to handle this. Where does
I'm okay
grave
with
robbing?
investigation.
All right.
Yeah, I'm okay with investigation, perception, or survival. All 3 of those would work for me.
Well,
but then the wolf is going to take a chance to try and bite as you run away.
I got a 23.
Ooh, so if the
I got a 5.
plus.
Remember, you can disengage, Stephanie.
6.
Yeah.
11.
So not quite enough. Those jaws snap behind you, and as you pull out a big bone, and you can see it's got like a little few brittle cracks. The marrow's right in there. What are you doing?
It's going right into the maw. Like it's just here, take it.
Oh, straight into that. Okay.
So the wolf like grabs the bone, and he's like gnawing on it, and just all of his energy right now is focused on this bone. And you hear behind you kind of why can't y'all just be quiet? What can a guy around here do to get a nice rest?
Yeah. Every one of its turns, that wolf is going to make a saving throw or just chew on that bone instead of something else. That was Quinlan and Rorik. Gerard and Krennic, you're still up, yeah?
Yeah, I've seen my compatriots attack the wolf. I mean, I will follow suit. So I will send off a firebolt cantrip at it.
Okay.
So as an artificer, it's not so much magic as tinkering with gadgets. So I see it as like a little slingshot that sends a bolt of fire to my desired destination in this case.
Okay. Is this like a mechanism that produces magic, or is this like gasoline?
Yes, it's unclear.
I need you to choose.
Okay, it's got a. Let's say that it's it has magically started, but it has to have a fuel, something like gasoline.
Okay. As you click that magical trigger, you see the wolf blinks in a shower of sparks, and next you can feel its hot breath just on you as it tries to bite at you, but misses as your firebolt shoots towards where it just was instead. Gerard, are you doing anything else before Gerard goes?
Being shocked, being startled. Yes.
Gerard, how about you? So the wolf is now, I'd imagine that Crannog was maybe like 5 or 10 feet back, not quite in the fray.
Okay. Seeing this wolf being a bad dog, I will strike it. Or attempt to. Bad dog. And I rolled a 5, so that's not good.
No dice.
You have a rolled up newspaper and you like whiffed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see if our wolf is distracted by the bone.
20.
Ooh, so not at all. What does it do instead? So bone in its mouth, it's just next to Crannog, whose device cast that spell for a moment.
He goes after Crannog.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna drop the bone and just like kind of go, "Rrr, rrr. What are you doing? Why are y'all hitting me? Rrr, I just want to eat in peace. Rrr." And he like tries to jump at Crannog and bite him.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
So it's not pouncing, it's just a normal bite. So roll.
He got a 4.
Rough. So we missed again. The griffin is hiding, and I think you can just again hear the ghost grumbling down under there, which would put it back in the party's hands again.
The wolf jumps at you and misses, and like his head hits the ground, and he's like all like shaking his head and stuff.
What do you do?
I want to take an attack of opportunity, please, or take advantage of the opportunity at least.
Yeah, go for it.
Since my gadgets didn't seem to work very well, I'm just gonna try a straight up attack.
Okay.
Well, let me try. Could I tell if it was the magic that it keyed into before, or was it something else going on?
Yeah, it keyed into the magic. When it lunged, it went for that device that you were holding.
Okay. So then I'm just going to not bring out any other devices and go with a straight up hand axe.
Okay.
Does a 18 hit?
Yes, an 18 hits. How much damage do you do to him?
And I do 3 damage. Okay.
So he like you hit him on the head kind of, and he's like, and he kind of moves back, and he's like, and he just runs off into the woods, into the shadows, and kind of you see him kind of hiding behind one of the trees. But you've scared him off, and he's hiding now.
Yeah. As he dashes away, I think you're each gonna get one last opportunity attack. Besides Crannog, who just hit it.
No, if he's running away, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the wolf slinks into the shadows just as the sun is starting to fully set, leaving kind of as the darkness settles in. You can see a little bit of a silver glow bouncing off from inside those ruins.
Ooh, shiny.
What do you all do?
I'd like to go up to the griffin and see if it's been hurt.
Yeah, it had kind of a big bite on the side of it where the wolf got it before. So.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Fortunately, I can't lay on hands again. Can I use animal handling to try to damage or bind up its wound?
Yeah, for sure.
So make a roll, and what's the number that it needs?
I would say, I don't know, an 8. I mean, I think, yeah.
Okay.
Just to keep it from like bleeding out.
Well, that's good because I didn't roll too well. I only got an 11.
Okay, well, that
I
was
think
good
that's
enough.
fine. You kind of take care of the griffin, and the griffin's still there and squawking, but it's not like attacking you or anything. But you see that it's very aggravated, and it keeps trying to fly back up to the stairs. It's like trying to get there, but it can't figure out how to use its wings, really.
I want to try. I want to try talking to it as we bind up its wounds. Can you understand us? Why did that wolf attack you?
Can I understand them? I don't think I can speak English.
Yeah. It makes no words, but it's responding to your statement somehow.
Okay.
And we ask it to nod or shake its head. Because that's, answer yes or no
And
questions.
it's trying to get up somewhere.
Yeah.
In the chat, tell us if you like Kathleen's griffin noises.
If you'd like her to never stop doing it again, donate $20.
Yeah.
The griffin seems to be responding to like the yes and the no, matching the gestures that you make. As it still kind of is clambering. You see that wounded arm. It keeps leaning on it as it tries to scale the side of this staircase.
Gerard had a good question. Is it trying to get back up the tower? Okay.
Try to help it.
Sure.
Sure.
I'm not against it, but I'm not sure what Quinlan can physically do in this scenario.
How do y'all help what? How many hundreds of pounds do you think a griffin the size of a car weighs?
It's pretty big.
It's pretty big.
Oh, gosh.
I think like perhaps the four of you together could carry it like a palanquin, like lift it off the ground, but getting it up to the top of there is not trivial. What do you
Can we
do?
go up the stairs and see if we can lower a rope to it or somehow make it easier for it to climb?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try that.
Yeah, you want to do that?
All right. Sure. I'll take the lead going up the stairs. Because didn't we hear someone else from the other side of the stone wall or something? Or was that from the top of the tower? We heard another voice.
Yeah, you heard a child's voice for a moment. So Rorik, you're climbing up first, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so as you start to head up the stairs, it's kind of this spiral staircase, and they're very rickety, but you can get up there, and you're kind of walking up there. And as you do, you feel this weird feeling, and you begin to like notice that your hands start getting kind of hoof-like, and your back starts kind of growing this lump, and you start kind of leaning over. And
Do you keep climbing?
No. No. I mean, I'm used to being short, but
There are limits.
limits.
got this unbelievable desire to start spitting at people.
Okay, so if I recognize what's happening to me, I'm going to stop immediately, and I'm going to shout a warning back to my friends. I think there is some strange magic at work in this tower.
And that's not where the silver glow was coming from, right? It was from inside?
No, well, if he's
Yeah.
inside, he can see that there's this doorway that has this silver flame going up into the doorway.
Mhm.
Do we have a picture of that one?
It looks sort of like this, like a silver flamed portal. On the far side of it, you can see a statue of a knight holding a sword, wreathed in that same silver flame. And you can see also here in this ruined room, there is a map half covered by the rubble, with a path starting, with kind of a path marked on it.
There has a creek and then a kind of a path that goes next to the creek, but you can't really see where it goes.
Yeah, we can tell you details if you want, but
yeah,
let's pass it back to them.
Okay.
What do you do? So you're frozen on this staircase. Was our last moment?
Does it change start if we call him back to us, does the change start to reverse itself?
Yes. Yes, he turns the lump on his back disappears and his hands become hands again.
Yeah, small hairs fall to the stairs.
Well, maybe the staircase is not the way to go.
Yeah. Quinlan is
Still hear
attracted by the
outside,
shiny.
You still hear outside the ghost is like, why can't I just get some sleep? What are all these wolves and birds quacking about?
Stop tramping around on those stairs.
Do we talk to the ghost? Ask. Can we see where the source of the ghost's voice is coming from? It's not inside.
You can hear it coming from the graveyard for sure.
Well, let's go investigate the graveyard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What do they need to do to investigate the graveyard? Just go out there?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we'll just give them a brief description and
Yeah.
they'll tell us what they want to hear more about.
Okay. So as you go out into the graveyard, it's right next to kind of where the stairs are and the kind of crumbled place where the wolf's den was. And there's a hole that the raccoon dug and took out the bones. And then sitting there's just kind of this like tree, and underneath the tree you see kind of this apparition kind of hanging out.
Has he come up out of the earth?
Mhm.
Okay.
Apologies. I'm sorry for disturbing your dirt nap, Mr. Ghost. There seems to be a creature in some distress, and we were trying to help it.
Well, everybody's always making noise. I hate that I got buried here. It's so noisy. I just want to go and be buried at a nice place. That dumb bird just showed up. I heard a bunch of kids, and then one kid ran off down by the creek, and the other one, I believe, went up the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the ghost is kind of going on and on shouting about different noises that it's heard and things. We might want to slow down the information that we give them a little bit.
Well, where would you like to be buried?
Anywhere that's quieter than here.
Question from Quinlan: was that femur bone that maybe got fed to the wolf part of the ghost's bones, or was that just somebody else?
That was
neighbor.
somebody else. Yeah, he would be really pissed at you if you had just fed his femur to a wolf.
Good to know. Quinlan offers to find the rest, find where he's buried and dig him up, and we'll take him to, a lovely burial ground someplace else, preferably for a small fee, but he understands if that might not be forthcoming.
As long as you can do so quietly, he says.
Dig you up quietly?
Dig me up quietly, take me there quietly. No yelling, or I will haunt you as I haunt this place. Mark my words.
Quinlan accepts.
Okay.
Fabricate up a quiet box. It's well padded.
Yeah.
No. He's just, the bones are just going in my little backpack that I've got, and it's just like, you know what? I'll agree to anything, but
just throw him in the creek.
So as you're kind of packing up this skeleton, he starts to he's watching like, no, careful with that one. I've heard that Shaw Malone, of our order, her sanctuary is beautiful, and it's in the middle of a lake. There's no one there, no wolves, no griffins. He shouts at the bird, who kind of squawks back at him. So take me there. There's a map on the wall. It'll show you the way.
That's great. We are kind of in the middle of a quest, so if you would like to bump yourself up in the ranking order, maybe some money would be appreciated. Otherwise, we will get to you when we get to you.
Well,
There's
I
a
am a
priority
ghost,
handling
and I
fee.
don't happen to have any coin, but I can tell you the legend of Shaw Malone, and I believe that you would find that there is quite a bit of a treasure hidden behind that beautiful silver flame, but you must figure out how to get through.
I've heard she was buried with her magical sword, but there are some provisions there for travelers, if you'd like.
Are you the guardian of this treasure, of this sword?
Unfortunately, sir. The sword? No, I'm the guardian of this rest stop. That is my curse.
Will Charlotte Malone be upset that we bring your bones elsewhere if you were placed here as a guardian?
No.
Do I think that's a yes?
And also,
you
yes.
make an insight check. Well, yeah, it's a yes, but like a who cares kind of yes.
That's a future you problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A living people problem.
So what do y'all want to do?
The
Let's-
bird is still outside squawking and trying to climb up the tower.
What if we threw a rope over the tower to try to hoist it up so to help it, if not pull it up ourselves, at least give it some assistance?
Okay. So like you mean like a kind of a grappling hook kind of situation?
Yeah, sort of like just from one side of the tower, the opposite where he's trying to climb up, we throw the rope to it and then pull using the tower itself as sort of
okay.
the anchor point.
I see that. Why don't we make them do a group athletics check, and half of them have to beat a certain number.
Okay.
This gives you that setup gives the opportunity to make this check.
Okay. I'm
Um,
actually good at athletics.
Ooh, okay. So
Alright,
I
so-
think that would be a good number.
Okay.
Didn't roll good.
Okay, athletics, please, everyone.
I got a 10.
16.
DC 12, and give me thumbs up or thumbs down on how you do. Ooh, okay, we got 2 thumbs up. So you're able to creak. You can hear the stones rumbling and a few of them cracking off, almost hitting you as it clambers down into that staircase. And what do they hear as it moves down the stairs?
As it comes down, it's like, should we do the sound?
Sure, yeah. And there's fits and starts as it stutters between the squawks of a bird and the shouts of a small child. But the bird squawks sound like this.
I think I liked it better as a bird.
And then
Can we send it
you
back?
hear that, and then you also hear, help, help, help me. I need help, please help me.
Do you think that's the child?
Yeah, coming from inside the ruins.
We'll shout up, what's wrong?
I don't want to be here anymore. I need to find my friend who left me. I don't know why he left me. Who are you people?
I heard your friend went down the river. If you'd like to follow him.
He went down the river without me. He's gonna go try and rescue that sword. Ugh.
Jerry is the
Better-
worst. I hate that gnome.
Yes, he's the worst.
I don't know. We can't help gnomes. Sorry.
You draw the line there.
That's where we
Yep.
draw the line. It's impossible.
Well, Jess is not a gnome. Jess is, hi, I'm Jess, but I just am so sick and tired of all the things going wrong today. I put out crumbs so that we could find our way back, and the stupid dwarves captured us, and now I turned into a giant bird. Ugh, I'm so angry.
Huh. Did that happen when you climbed up the stairs by chance?
What? Oh. Well, I was trying to escape the wolf, and yeah, I did run upstairs. Do you think that's how it happened?
I think it might have. You should try coming back down the stairs. Maybe the magic will, maybe it will reverse and you'll change back to being a kid.
It's down. It's like at the second or third stairs. So it's kind of changed back into a kid.
Yeah, she's still plucking a few
just-
feathers.
Yeah, she's like she's not feeling completely herself, but she's definitely back into kid form.
Where are your parents?
My parents live in a village not too terribly far, and my friend Jerry and I went out for a walk, and we heard a bunch of dwarves talking about a magical sword that was forged long ago in a ritual to Marden, and it was built of solid moonlight, and it's unbelievably incredible, and we wanted to come and find it. And we found this place after being captured by the dwarves, and we saw inside that there's all these magical items, and we want to go find the sword.
You should.
How's that working out for you?
To big
Yes.
meet.
Not very well.
Maybe you should go home.
Well,
The ghost trying to be like, yes, maybe you should go home, you crying child.
I will attempt to persuade the child to go home.
Quinlan thinks maybe we could use the kid as a pack mule and have it
Send the ghost
carry
with the child.
all the things, you know.
Now, tell us exactly where this sword is.
Jerry said he heard that Shyamalan was buried with it, and he said that the map would lead us there.
Okay.
And she kind of points at the mural where you can see an illustration of the enchanted forest, and she points at a tower marked as a waypost of the silver flame, and a silver line trails down to a lakeside. On the scale of the map, it's a few hours hike from here.
Okay.
No. It's only like 15 feet.
Yeah. It's right there, guys. Right outside.
It's only this far away.
I know. How can we not see this?
Let's ask the ghost. Does he know anything about this sword and or is this part of the guardian system that he's a part of?
well, I have heard the rumors that there was a great warrior named Shyamalan who borrowed a beautiful, gorgeous sword, and that she was out battling people. And I believe that most of her armor and things were kept in this way station with me guarding it. But the sword is not here. And I know that having borrowed it, I do not believe she ever returned it.
Rude.
Like you've never borrowed anything and not returned it.
So I think we haven't
Can't prove it.
investigated this waypoint yet, have we? Like inside.
Not super closely all around.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that next.
Okay.
Looking inside, there's the mural on the wall, and there's the chamber behind that silver flame portal.
Quinlan would like to go enter the silver flame portal because that seems like a great idea.
I'm shocked and surprised by this turn of events.
Quinlan, as you do, you hear a voice in your soul. It speaks with the tone of kind of authority and command. What does that voice sound like for Quinlan?
Probably sounds like his disappointed dad.
And you hear your disappointed dad saying, "Do you vow to seek to understand the world around you for as long as you live?"
Sorry.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. And as you do, that silver flame kind of wreaths over you. You heal 3 points if you were hurt. And you see the figure kind of holding that sword. The flame kind of descends from it, and you see it condense into a few objects. Socks around their feet, a canteen at their hip, a hiking stick that they're holding, and an aerosol can.
I'll take dibs on the aerosol can. I would like to go investigate that real closely.
Are you also entering?
Yes, I will.
Join.
You are asked, what is the voice of authority for your character?
The Council of Elders from my home area.
You are asked, we use, or will you pledge to use only what is shared or your own?
I will. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes, it is. I have no avarice.
And you also pass through the flame, healing 2 points if you are damaged. And you see the kind of so the two of you are in the room there, and you see the objects.
I just want to look at the aerosol can, if I may, just to see if I get an idea of that.
It's labeled bug spray.
It's good to have. I'll stick that in a pocket.
Okay, yeah. And as you do, the silver kind of glow to it kind of dims to just a faint light, which you can see if examined closely.
Are the socks on anything, or are they just out on the table?
They are on the table, or sorry, they are kind of around the feet of the statue. But you
Gotcha.
can see that you can kind of almost pluck them off spectrally.
No. You're a raccoon. You don't wear socks.
Yeah, well,
Those are not for you.
well, my options are the bug spray, the walking stick, the socks, or the canteen. I guess I'm gonna go with the canteen.
Okay,
In my little paws.
yeah. The canteen is notably light as you lift it up, almost weightless.
I shake it.
You feel nothing inside.
Don't hear anything sloshing around.
Nope.
Well, now it'll hold whatever mead I come across. So yeah, I kind of add it to my little just to the side of my backpack.
Yeah, actually, I think you would hear sloshing, but you wouldn't feel any.
Okay, cool.
What else are y'all doing?
Well, I will enter then, and I heard socks. And my feet are cold and wet.
So you hear your voice of what did you call it? A
I
voice
said,
of
what is your voice of authority?
authority. What
It is the quavering elderly voice of my piano teacher.
Ooh.
Do you pledge to use your resources towards the good of all?
Sure.
Is that true?
Sure.
I guess I'm asking the player, is that true for your character for Gerard? Because the
Yes.
tone of voice sounds like
Gerard was a little unsure as to what she was asking, but he's honest.
okay.
Okay, so you pass through the flame of fire.
Potentially healing 6 points if you were hurt.
Woohoo.
And you see the same objects.
Quinlan is feeling a little cheated by this portal.
I will attempt to wear the socks.
Okay.
Although I will take several minutes to figure out which goes on the left foot and which goes on the right foot. Because they're not labeled like the ones my mom gave me.
Okay. Yeah, as they're on, you feel they are warm, and as you kind of step back down onto the rubble, you step on a piece of wood, which you can see snap underneath your foot, but it makes no noise at all.
Ooh. Comfy socks. Good.
Hmm. So that leaves one item left, right?
Yes.
walking
there's a
stick.
I think that leaves you with stick.
I think it does leave me with a stick. Time to play fetch. Okay. Rorik will join the party.
Already got that one.
Yeah, let's
So,
do that one.
yeah.
And what is your voice of authority?
Moradin, the god of the forge.
Ooh.
Morden says, do you pledge to act together when every voice is heard?
I pledge with my hammer and my shield.
Ooh.
Not
You
your
heal for
ex.
4.
Are you lying?
Well,
No.
Okay. So you heal for 4 and you also enter the room.
Okay.
all right. As you grasp the walking stick, well, sorry, is that what you take?
Yes.
Sorry to presume. You can see as you kind of lift it up, at the bottom of it, there is kind of almost a root ball, like a bottom of a tree, and it reaches down to kind of grasp animated at the ground when you bring it close.
That's cool. Okay. Very cool. Do I think if I stick it into the ground, it will grow roots?
It stays there very sturdily, and you can put an incredible amount of weight on it. You can tell that it would make it very easy to walk for long distances. or do anything else with it that you can come up with.
So we each
But
have.
it doesn't like it doesn't like make its roots go down into the ground where it can't be lifted up, but it definitely kind of holds on.
More like a suction cup, I would say. Dynamically speaking, not
Nice.
in terms of description of it.
Right. Okay, very cool. So we each have something from this Wayfarer station. I think we should follow the stream to find the sword.
The silver path.
Yeah. We should definitely take a very good look at the map so that we know where we're going.
And should we ask the child to go back to their village?
Yeah, I was gonna tell him to go home.
Yeah.
Leave adventuring to the big people.
You
we'll
say
send
as you
Jerry-
stare at eye level to
Yeah.
the child.
We'll send Jerry back to the village as well if we find him.
Okay, and the child says, well, I am really hungry and it's really late at night. I'm scared I'm gonna get in pretty big trouble. If you find the sword, would you maybe like at least show it to me, maybe?
Of course, we could take it back to the village and show you.
She
Yeah.
said, I live in the town of Crumbus over there. Anyways, I'm gonna go walk into the dark night. Good luck on your quest. I'll see you later. And she disappears.
Bye, tiny child.
Okay, so y'all are heading out of the waypost of the Silver Flame
Yes. With the
Okay.
bones and the ghost.
with Bones and a ghost.
Mhm.
The ghost is like, oh, I really appreciate you doing this for me. I'm so happy about this. I can't wait to get a final resting piece that's quiet.
I know that my memory is bad, so I'm going to ask the players for help with this and tip a hand. I want you all to tell me if any of the other players break their vow. And this is what I have written down. That Gerard has sworn to use his resources towards the good of all. That Cranig has sworn to use only what is shared or his. That Quinlan has sworn to seek to understand the world around him. And Rorik has sworn to act only when every voice is heard. All right, so just I'll try to keep my eyes peeled if that happens. Shall we describe where their path takes them?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, do you want to do that or shall I?
No, you can do it.
Okay, so as you follow the creek, you're starting to see the sun peek up from the far horizon, but sleep has not yet taken you, as it silhouettes a tower standing in the middle of a lake, as suspected. Nearby, you can see a small stone dock jutting out into the water, where a boat is tied there. What do you do? You're now kind of at forest edge, maybe a few hundred feet away from here. I think we can show them the map as well. Mhm.
Okay. Well,
That's the entrance to the keep on the east.
This is our lake, and you can see, the kind of the keeps there. There's a little bit of you can see cleared out path there if you kind of stare at a distance.
And there's the dock here with the little rowboat.
Before we take the boat, I want to go to that side of the lake where the front of the keep lines up.
Yeah.
Basically east of it, and see if there's any sort of, markings that you can read or anything you can see under the water.
So the keep is up on a small island. It's up above the water. You're about probably 100 feet away from it now, and it's give me a perception check to tell me see what you can find out.
I got a 3.
Looking
water.
inside, it's the glare from the sun just leaves it as black. You can't see anything inside there.
It might be wet.
Possibly. Okay.
What do you all do?
Anybody else?
Well, you two, row us across the lake.
So at this point, I think I am going to say that the kind of having traveled all night, if you want to keep going, you'll take a level of exhaustion unless we do at least a short rest.
okay. I'm fine taking a rest. We can make a little camp on the shores of the lake.
Yeah, Quinlan can find himself a nice little, nook in a tree.
Okay. So I think actually that nothing will accost them here at this lake. But you will have to persuade the ghost to be willing to wait. I think that's going to be the challenge if you want to get a chance to rest. It's like, no, I see it right there.
Yes, we're so close.
Can
Let's
you float?
just take the boat.
Yeah,
you float?
exactly.
Does the ghost float?
Yes.
Do
Do the
do his
bones float?
bones float?
I ask him.
No, of course my bones won't float. I don't want to be buried in the lake. I need to have my final resting place dry.
Yeah.
I don't want to pass on damp.
Well, if you are quiet right now, we will bring you across on the boat, and after we're done taking our nap. If you're not quiet, we can just kind of float you out there and see what happens.
Specifically appealing to his love of quiet is a good strategy. Can you give me persuasion with advantage?
Persuasion with advantage. Perhaps, perhaps not.
I'll go ahead and roll it since I'm the bard.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be a 23.
You step in and pick up the conversational thread quite effectively. And Sir Stratford kind of reclines down beneath the soil for some time.
Fine, I'll wait till tomorrow.
Okay, we taking a long rest or a short rest?
Let's call it a long rest.
Okay.
That's good with me.
So refill all of your everything and you're good to go.
We lose those temporary hit points that we got.
You do, but I can start us off the day with a good rousing speech if you like.
I think
Always.
I would be remiss if I
Good
didn't.
morning, good morning, good morning to you.
All right. So then having slept
That'll
through the
give you
day,
4 temporary hit points.
the sun is setting as you're here looking on the lakeside. What do you do?
Well, I think we should roll across the lake.
Okay,
Is that the-
as you head down towards the dock, you notice that there are a bunch of muddy footprints with kind of boots, and you notice that there's some mud hanging like going up to the dock.
Yeah, kind of small child-sized footprints.
Is the boat still there?
The boat is still there. It's tied up here on the docks.
Okay.
But it's not my boat, so I will not be using that. Unless one of you wants to give it to me.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing this for the good of the child, so.
And for the good of the ghost.
As long as they're
Right.
shared, right?
Yeah, that's the phrasing.
That works.
Oh,
Shared or
I have to ask, are we all in agreement to take the boat across?
Sure.
That would be the preferred method. I'm not sure raccoons are great swimmers.
There's not a drowned child underneath the dock, is there?
Yeah, I'm a little worried.
Yeah.
No, there's
Okay.
not a drowned child underneath the dock. You
Uh,
do, however,
should they I mean, yeah, are they gonna see anything there?
well, so you see some scratching of thieves' cant on the side here.
I've got thieves' cant.
Okay.
Hold on.
So you read it and it says, idiots throw coins to fish. Throw coins to kingfish for luck, easy money.
Okay. Huh. For luck.
For luck, like good luck.
Okay.
Bet there's
Um,
coins in the river, Quinlan. Or
Yeah.
in the lake.
Yeah, but
If we look off of the dock, do we see there, the glint of silver and gold at the bottom of the lake?
Yes, yeah, you see some coins down kind of in the shallows, a little bit far from the dock, but you can kind of see it. It's a little bit murky though, like you can't see very far into the water.
Okay. Well, I would like to take a silver coin, and if everyone is in agreement, I will toss it into the water and ask for good luck on our journey.
Sounds
All
good.
right, and you throw it in, and there is a satisfying Kersplash as it falls in.
Okay. Let's hop into the boat. Rorik is decently strong. He'll take the oars and start to row, I guess, if everyone wants to go.
Okay.
It's still tied up to the dock, so you can untie it, and the rope, kind of slightly damp, falls down into you just leave it on the dock or whatever. And you're heading out into the water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's at the oars?
Not Quinlan.
I'll help. I still feel a little guilty about us borrowing this boat as a group.
I'm perched proudly at the front like Washington crossing the Delaware.
Quinlan's sitting on his shoulder.
Okay.
That's in the original painting.
Yeah.
You know,
Perfect.
it's the frontier version of a parrot.
His raccoon is
You
fake.
make a fine hat.
Or I could be I could just sit on him, on his head. Like
And
a
hence
hat.
the
Yeah.
legend of Davy Crockett was born.
Yeah, exactly. It's Country
Okay.
Bears Jamboree.
So the boat is going out into the open water of the lake.
It is.
Yes.
Feel free to do something or give me the die.
You may so you see bubbles coming up around the boat. And you're definitely pretty far from shore now. Like there's no hopping off the boat, and bubbles start to come up, and the bottom of the boat gets kind of like you're shaken. There's a hit on the bottom of the boat, and it shakes a little bit.
And then there's a splash as you see 4 scaled arms reach up and try to grab at Gerard's ankles. And they're getting advantage from stealth. I think both of them hit, and Gerard, you feel that there's a yank as they pull you off the front of the boat. Can you make a strength saving throw for me?
Sure.
And then I think the last
13.
13. You needed a 15 to resist them, and they drag you down into the water, and they feel you pulling down. Can you make an attack versus Quinlan? As you tumble down, another pair reaches up and tries to grab you.
I got a 5 and 11.
And then this is for them. So Quinlan, can you make a strength saving throw for me?
Give me a second.
So we're gonna take 11 plus that, and that's the number that they need to beat.
Okay.
20.
Okay. So then you're able to hold on. And this one is tug of warring you. As you fall off the boat.
It's yanking on my tail as I'm holding on to the side of the boat.
No, I'm holding onto your tail as you're hanging onto the side of the boat. And they're pulling me down below.
Let go of my tail, let go of my tail.
So the party's turn will start shortly, but we need to know if Gerard took a deep breath first. So can you make a dexterity saving throw? Try and gulp that in. And to remind everyone, the way that suffocation works is check your
18.
constitution modifier. That's how many rounds you can survive without air in your lungs, which is to say, if your constitution modifier is 1 and you go underwater, you can stay conscious for that round. At the beginning of the next round, you'll drop to 0. So Gerard, how is your dexterity saving throw?
18.
Ooh, so you do have a deep breath of air, which is effectively enough for a whole combat. So you're good at the moment. It's the party's turn. What are you doing?
I'm going to strike out at the things that are grasping my ankles.
Another strength saving. Okay.
And they got my socks wet, dang it.
Right.
He has his socks on. You're wearing your socks?
Of course I'm wearing my socks.
Okay, yeah.
They
Why
were
wouldn't
nice
I be
and
wearing
warm.
my socks? Can I make an attack roll?
Yes, you can. It's going to be, what weapon are you using?
My longsword.
Longsword? Okay. I think that's going to be a disadvantage in the water. Kind of swinging a big old hunk of metal
Okay,
like that.
so the first roll is an 18 and the second roll is a 16.
Ooh. Is that enough to hit?
Yes, you hit the Merfolk.
And I do. No, I don't roll a d20 for damage.
Not quite that nice.
I do 8 points of damage.
Ooh, okay. Rough. And there's kind of like coral incrustations of their head that crack apart. And you see like a school of tiny little fish flee from that had been living inside it. The other one is still grasping you and trying to pull down, but it hasn't pulled yet. It's still grabbing on. What's the rest of the party doing?
Is Gerard within reach of the boat, or has he been pulled underwater?
Gerard is just kind of just below the boat underwater, so you could reach down and try to grab him.
Okay, but I couldn't attack the Merfolk.
No, they're like 5 feet. They're pulling down on his ankles.
Okay, I'll grab onto Gerard and see if I'm strong enough to overcome the Merfolk's grab, and see if I can hoist him up into the boat.
When Gerard makes a strength saving throw to resist, can you roll that too? And we'll use the best.
Sure.
Great.
I was going to say, I want to see if I can plant the staff on the boat to sort of anchor myself, since that seems to be a sturdy source of strength, and then pull Gerard using that. Yeah,
actually, let's just do one quick opposed roll because you're using your whole action for this. So give me an athletics check, and let's give him advantage because of the staff. I think that's cool. Can you make roll just one of the d20s for the Merfolk, and we're adding our kind of grappling here.
I got a 17.
Ooh, we got a 23 in total. How did you do?
That's going to beat me. With the strength, that's only going to be a 15. So you beat me.
Yeah, and the whole rowboat is kind of starting to tip to the side. You see the edge almost submerging underwater as that staff is like a mast. Quinlan and Crannig, what are you doing?
Was there still another Merfolk attacking Quinlan?
There is, yeah. Kind of reaching up. You see they're up out of the water.
Okay, I'd like to shoot my crossbow at that one.
Okay, go for it. Let's call that one.
Basil.
Yeah. Do you want to think of a quality that it has, like this one?
And is that 18 hit?
18 will hit.
Okay.
So they can end that in a discussion.
Yeah, and then as you shoot her, her plumes, she has kind of this thinned plumage that's all around. It kind of all fluffs out, and she gets very, very big, and she has orange fins kind of sticking out from her back and her head.
Like an orange pufferfish kind of Merfolk. How much damage did you hit for?
5 damage.
5. Okay.
To Zoidberg.
So let's I'm just going to see if that broke their concentration. They're going to make a concentration check. And you feel them let go of you, Quinlan, as you can clamber back.
Yeah.
Your instinct would tell you to hide in the center of this boat where they couldn't reach you.
Not just hide in the center of the boat, but get to the center of the boat, climb up the staff, and just sit on the top.
All right. From up there, you've got a great vantage point.
You a cat or a raccoon?
Is there much of a difference? I guess the opposable thumbs.
I like raccoons.
There you go.
Yeah, Cranig's crossbow bolt marks the one that tried to grab you at the water's edge. And to the other side, Rorik is holding onto the mast and pulling on Gerard. What are you doing?
I'm going to try to climb back in the boat.
Okay. So Gerard, give me, I think we already had your turn for this round. You did your attack, right?
Okay. Yep.
I just want to see what Quinlan's doing at the top of that staff.
Oh, let's see. You know what? I start, what would be a good one? I basically start like shaking my backpack, and I'm like, hey, dude, we're not going to make it to the island if you don't start helping out. So maybe you can come out here and start force grappling these merfolk, because otherwise you're just going to end up floating all over this place.
The
I
ghost.
swear I will throw you in first.
What do you think?
The ghost is quite angry about all the noise. He's like, oh, why are you making so much noise? Why can't you just get me over to this island? What exactly do you expect me to do?
I expect you to understand that we are trying to get you to this island, and we were doing it quietly until these merfolk showed up. So maybe go hunt them for a second or two.
Oh, fine. I'll go talk to them and see what I can do.
Make up whatever ghost stuff you want, and I'll figure out rules for it
Okay.
as it happens in the moment.
There you go.
So the ghost goes down into the water and starts to fight against the merfolk that are holding Gerard by kind of like enveloping them and trying to push them back down into the water.
Okay, trying to shove them away. I'll pick that up in a moment.
Eaton.
Keaton.
Ooh.
The ghost gets a 16.
Yeah, and then roll for the merfolk as well. Should have done the other way around.
Sorry.
No, that was my bad.
Oh, 18 for the merfolk.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So the Gerard, you see the spectral form of Sir Stratford come in and try to push away, but it's not enough. So now those merfolks will try to draw you even deeper, where you can see another form in those shadows, glimmering with a blue-green glow. Can you make a strength saving throw? And Rorik, make it as well. Can you roll for 2 sets of merfolk?
Yes.
Ooh.
I got a 13 and a 9.
So we've added 6. 19 is our best number. How are y'all doing?
I got
I
a,
got a
19.
13.
What did you get, John?
A 19.
Ooh, that's enough. So you're gonna stop them from pulling Gerard deeper. And there's a third merfolk up by the surface. What are they doing?
They're still kind of upset about their shoulder
Yeah.
being shot. They're gonna try and grab the side of the boat and tip the boat over.
Ooh, how about everybody makes a dexterity saving throw, or they fall in the water?
Okay.
Ha! Way ahead of you.
What's their number they have to beat? I think maybe.
Okay.
Cool. Try to beat 13. Give me thumbs. Ooh.
Ooh, John got a 20.
Okay.
So the raccoon's in the water.
Quinlan splashes in. Rorik,
That's
you
good.
never need to roll to balance or anything like that again. You're perfect in this boat. How
It's
is
that
your
low center of gravity.
Yeah.
Rorik also, or Kendrick also made it. He's
Okay.
still in the boat.
Okay. What about Gerard? Oh no, sorry, he's already in the water.
I'm already in the water.
Forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to roll
The
out of the
raccoon
water.
is now in
Yeah.
the water with Gerard.
Yeah. And then I think that they're just going to wait for now. Yeah. Okay.
So do you want?
No, they're staying in there.
Okay.
So that's their turn. Party's turn again. What are you doing?
Question, how close are we to the island or the shore we left?
You're about halfway in between right now. You're kind of right in the middle of both of them.
In terms of movement, it takes 1 movement to get into the waters or move nearby. It'll take another movement to either go very deep or get into the shallows on either side. And it'll take a 3rd movement to get all the way out of the water. Okay, what are you doing?
I'm going to try to hack myself free.
Okay, go for it. So there's the 2 of them down there. Make your attack. One of them is wounded with that cracked
Coral skull
Yeah.
helmet.
Oops.
like a
So-
horn crowns, coral horn crown. Normal thing.
12.
Shark. 12 will hit.
Okay. And 6 points of damage.
Ooh. Okay. And you see that one let go of you. I mean, after the hit, it kind of retreats away beneath the shadow of the boat. You see it kind of lurking just there. The other one is still nearby you, pulling not quite as hard. As you hear it shout, Lesso, I've got this one, help me pull. Blubbering through the water.
Is Lesso
Gerard.
the one that I crossbowed? Can I
Yes.
tell?
Yeah, yeah. You see its head snap down through the water when that shout comes out.
Can I shoot it while it's distracted?
Yeah, yeah. Should we give him advantage for that?
Sure.
Cool, that's a good opportunity. So Gerard can attack. Krennic is doing a shoot. How do we do? AC 12.
The better one was 12.
Great. So get
So you hit poor Liesel again.
And for damage, it was 8 damage this time.
ooh, rough. Okay. And Lessel also kind of starts to dart underwater. You see them retreating from the surface. Quinlan and Rorik, how about you? Yeah, Quinlan, you're in the water now. You can see 2 of the merfolk. They're lurking beneath the boat.
Go rapid.
I was gonna say, can I use a dash in order to do 2 moves?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
What do you
I
wanna
would
do?
like to start swimming towards the shore with the island
Okay.
side.
For 2, so you're already in the water, so you can move into the shallows and then climb up onto the shore.
Perfect.
As you do,
with my backpack and the bones. I've still got the bones though. This is important.
you do, yeah. And Gerard, you can see Sir Stratford, who is kind of by your side, dragged away, as if kind of by crook. Up here, Quinlan, you can hear a small voice inside the open doors of the sanctuary, just like, but you'll have to investigate that next turn. You can't quite see inside.
Okay.
Rorik, what are you doing? You've still got hands on Gerard.
Okay. This is an old boat, right?
Yeah.
So maybe in the old
hear-
rowboat, there's a
There's
fishing.
some like hammering on the bottom of the wood now, and you can hear it start to crack.
Okay, well, if I still have a hold on Gerard and I think the merfolk swam away, I'll try to pull him up into the boat.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're just opposing 1 merfolk now. So give me another strength check or athletics, and you can take advantage. Can you roll for the merfolk? You can take advantage because of your anchored staff. 9 plus 6.
I have a 16.
Oh,
And I got a 15.
that's enough. So Gerard comes up out of the water.
You didn't get your new socks wet, did you?
Yeah, they're soaked.
Okay. So then
And they were cashmere. They're going to shrink.
Oh no.
So I think that's the end of the party's round, and now it's the merfolk's turn. So there's 3 of them kind of up by the surface. 1 of them unharmed, who just let go of Gerard, and the other 2 are under the boat.
they will try and kind of lurch at the boat and see if they can grab the boat again.
Yeah, they're trying to like smash it and break the wood out from underneath you. Can you
Very
roll 2 attacks to try to hit the boat for the merfolk?
16.
That'll easily do it. And another one.
10.
Okay, and we're also adding 6 to that. So we're gonna do a total of 4d6 smashing onto the boat, if you can roll that.
What did the boat ever do to them?
Stopped you from getting in the waters.
10, 17.
Oh, and those hands are punching up through, grasping at you. You're like on tatters of flotsam now, barely up above the water's surface. And then there's still 1 of them who's uninjured, who is going to be aggressive. Who are they going to try to grab?
They're gonna try.
They can reach anyone now.
They're gonna try and grab Kendrick.
Krennic?
Krennic. Yeah, Krennic.
Yeah, they just reach up into the boat and start to pull you down through it. Can you do a grapple for 1 of them? So d20 plus 6, and athletics opposed for this grapple.
I got 21.
Ooh. Versus
12.
what noise do you make as you disappear underwater?
I don't think I have much time to make a noise. Just
All right, well, make that dexterity saving throw. See if you get a full breath. And it'll be the player's turn again. DC 13 to be fast enough for it. You got it?
Yeah, 19.
Okay. Krennic is not drowning yet. Party's turn. What are you doing?
Is the boat about to fall apart?
Yes.
Okay.
It won't fall apart on its own, but they're about to smash it to pieces.
All right. Then Rorik is going to undo the buckles on his breastplate because he doesn't want to sink to the bottom of the lake.
Ah, okay.
Smart
Are you gonna like just be prepared to take it off, or dropping it right now?
No, I'm going to drop it now. If the boat looks like it's falling apart, he'll spend the round undoing the buckles on it and taking it off.
Okay. As the pieces drift down, they're gonna get in the way of some of those merfolk and give disadvantage on the first attack.
Okay.
As they have to like swim around and bat your armor out of the way.
Can he look around
that's
as he's
full
undoing the buckles? Does he see a net in the boat?
Does he see a net in the boat?
Fishing net?
There could be a net in the boat.
Ooh.
Let's choose.
Yeah, I think there is a net in the boat.
There's a net in the boat.
Okay.
And now we're fishing.
Plans. Okay, so that's what Rorik is doing. Who else?
And he's going to modify his plan ever so slightly. He's going to take the armor off and he's going to use it as a weight in the fishing net.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, he wants to dump the net down on the merfolk and have the breastplate armor try to pull them down.
Okay. After 2 sleight of hand checks have been made successfully, DC 10, someone can take an action to deploy the net.
Okay.
Cool. So you can try one of those now.
Okay. Not Rorik's strong suit. Hey. Even with his dexterity penalty, that's a 15.
Great. So kind of boom, boom, boom. You pop those pieces off and you started tying them around. What's the rest of the party doing?
I'm gonna wrestle at the one, or try to swipe at the one that is holding me.
Okay. Do you want to hit it or struggle to escape?
I'll try to struggle to escape.
Okay. We need a grapple from the merfolk and a athletics from you.
I got a 1.
Ooh.
I got a 17.
Ooh, okay. Can you roll 1d4 for kicking this merfolk in the head as you escape? That's the 1. I didn't see.
4.
4, nice. Okay. So you clamber back up. That was your action. I assume that you then move up into the boat.
I'd actually like to follow the raccoon to the shore.
Yeah, okay.
Just start moving away from them.
Then your movement will bring you into the shallows by the sanctuary.
Okay, sounds good.
Then Gerard, you're the last one in the water, so I want to start with you.
Okay. I was back in the boat, I think, because I think John put me back in the boat.
You pulled
All right.
him out the last time, yeah.
Rather, the last one who hasn't gone this round and isn't over on the island.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So there was still one that hadn't been beat up yet.
Krennic just kicked it in the head, but yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna look at that one, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, how do you call a mermaid?" On her shell phone. And cast hideous
no.
laughter.
He gets a 17.
Yeah, is there a saving throw for that, right?
Yes, it is a wisdom saving throw.
We did pretty well. Got a 17 for that one.
I question your dice.
Did you lend them cupcake die?
Oh no. I should be rolling cupcake die. They'd all be dead by now.
Okay. Quinlan, you're inside there. What are you doing?
I'm on the island. There's the tower there. Is the door inside the tower open or easy to?
So the door is ajar. You can see it's almost kind of like a small shrine, just a single chamber with a tall roof.
Okay.
Do you push open the door?
How ajar is it?
Maybe 1.5 feet.
I would like to squeeze through without messing with the door.
Do you want to say what they see inside?
As you're squeezing through, you see a kind of a a beautiful ornate tomb. And it has a big, thick kind of stone on top of it. And you still hear somebody, a child going,
Yeah, you see there's a small child soaking wet pushing at the top of this.
Oh, at the top of the tomb? The
Yeah.
stone? Okay. Okay. And just the child, nothing else that I can see inside?
Yep.
just the child.
Okay. Then I'm going to pop my way through into the tomb area and say, hey kid, are you Jerry?
They don't even listen. You see them focus. They can't hear your words, it seems.
Oh, very rude. Okay. Actually, I'm going to then proceed to kind of scamper my way up on top of the tomb.
Yeah.
And just like smack the kid in the head with my little raccoon paw and say, hey, idiot, are you the child I am trying to find?
Steph is now hitting children.
Excuse you, the raccoon is now hitting a child.
Okay.
Their eyes just kind of glance up at you a moment, and you can see that they are milky white all over as it continues to push at this surface. You can see where its palms are, or his palms are raw.
Okay. At which point I'm going to say to, hey, Boney, what's up with this? What's happening here?
Sir Stratford is like, oh, this is very strange. There's another child and so much more noise. Why can't I just get buried where it's quiet? What is wrong with all of you? It seems like there's something very, very wrong with this child, though.
You're not gonna get buried someplace quiet if you don't tell me how to disengage this child and get, I'm guessing, some kind of a curse or spirit out of this child. So let's put our heads together and figure out what might be doing this.
So I think that's the most you can squeeze out in 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And that sound is overcome as the Merfolk continue to smash, just hands plunging up without hitting any of the solid parts of the boat, which barely holds on for a little bit longer. So we've got Gerard and Rourke. Are you both up in the boat now? Right? Yeah, you're both up in there kind of setting up your net assembly while the other two are inside. What are you doing?
I will stab at the hands that are grabbing at the boat.
Okay. Go for it. So there are there's three of them now kind of swarming, trying to smash it apart.
Okay, I got an 18.
That'll hit one. We'll just roll randomly for who they hit.
Ooh, for 10 points of damage.
Ooh.
Max damage.
The Lessel's plumes shoot up out of her head, and you see her just falling back into the water and drifting down, completely unconscious, and she's just falling down. And then she goes into the shadows, and you no longer see her.
Puffer deflating like a empty balloon.
Or she drowns.
What about Rorik?
I'm going to finish creating the weight in the net and see if I can try to catch the other merfolk with the net, and give hopefully Gerard and I a chance to escape to the shore.
Yeah. So give me another sleight of hand check to finish the net.
Okay. I got a 4.
Yeah. It's like mediocre. You can throw it now and who knows, or you can try and finish it.
Actually, sorry, never mind.
Okay.
I would have given you if I known that was what you're gonna do, I would have given you a bonus action. I would have given you a bardic inspiration die.
Well,
think of the songs they'll sing.
I know.
You could do that.
Fishing we will go.
If you want to go back and give him a bardic inspiration die.
Okay, so you get a d6.
Well, I hope I roll a 6 and get at least a 10.
Or you can save it for next turn. I mean, up to you.
I'll save it for next turn.
Okay.
And try to patch the net or finish it next turn.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Do you decide that you want to throw the not completely finished net, or do you want to wait?
I'll wait till I finish it.
So I think as this happens, you see that kind of blue-green light.
Is coming to the surface?
Yeah, it starts to come up out of the trench. And you see it kind of wrapped around the hands of a merfolk whose scales kind of have a golden tinge to them. And it shouts, I thought you were bringing me one. We need that sword back. What do you all do? Because, well, actually, no, they just tried to smash, and that's how they got an extra turn. So I think we still have another round to do. So let's get an attack on the boats, and then it's the player's turn.
18.
Ooh, okay. And the boat starts to smash. It's the player's round, and y'all are gonna get one last chance to finish off this net before, as this crumbles, you'll be in the water at the end of your turn.
Okay, I guess I will try to finish the net. So now, using those words of wisdom from Gerard, why didn't I think to work smarter and not harder?
It's a common mistake.
Wow, okay. So that ended up being with 19, but I have a -1 on my dexterity. So it's an 18 plus 3 on the bardic inspiration. So I'm a 21.
And as do you want to describe it?
So you throw the net, you finish the net, and you throw it, cast it out, and it flies like a beautiful net, catching all of the merfolk within its hold. And the heavy weight is so heavy that they all are starting to go down into this into the bottom of the lake.
Yeah. At least for long enough for you to swim to the sanctuary if you want to do that.
Perfect.
Yeah, I told you.
Gerard, are you swimming too?
Yeah, actually, because the boat still had some forward momentum when we were rowing it, and so the boat, as right as it drifts up to the shore, the boat sinks, and I just step off gently onto the ground.
As Gerard comes up on the shore, he will take up a piece of plank or flotsam from the boat, and he'll quickly scrawl out a little sign that says "Gone fishing." Stick it in the shore.
All right. So then you're all there. What do you do?
Oh,
well, we still have a screaming kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're kind of struggling, pushing on this, trying to open this tomb.
Quinlan would like to take a beat and kind of look around the room to see if he can see any object that maybe released a spirit or is somehow controlling the thing that is infecting the child.
Give me a perception check. You're kind of like studying the child, studying the room around them.
Yeah, perception.
Scales on stuff.
Okay, 17.
So you notice that the child, besides being just soaking wet, has kind of scales on their arms and on their clothing, and they're covered in some like seaweed or like plant life from the lake, and they seem to be in some kind of trance. And they're saying, "I've got to get this done. I've got to get this done," kind of over and over.
Yeah, they mutter, "Enter the sanctum, open the coffin, take the sword, and hurl it into the lake," over and over again.
Okay. Quinlan would like to look around for maybe a stick, maybe a candlestick, or a heavy book, something along those lines, and whack the kid with it.
Okay, you can make a child unconscious.
There
We'll
you
just
go.
let that happen off camera as we see you swing out of
My spidey sense is tingling, and I just kind of want to knock this kid out of action.
So you have knocked the child out. The child is now laying on the floor unconscious.
Okay, good.
We're going to find a sack and put the kid in the sack and toss the sack in the river, right?
that is
Here's your
also
sword.
also off camera.
what do y'all do next?
We should ask the host.
Yeah. Where's the sword?
You don't see, the only sword you can see on the surface of the tomb, she's holding one in her hands.
Okay, well, that's the sword, so I will go grab the sword.
It's made out of stone and is part of the carving. You'd take some time to chisel it out.
It seems to be stuck.
Maybe the sword is inside the tomb.
The files are in the computer?
2 swords?
2 swords, yes.
Okay, so let's open the tomb.
Yeah, it'll take a few of you kind of shoving as the smell of dust and decay opens up, and the light coming in through the colored windows gleams as it hits the blade of this sword, near pristine, with kind of a scaled cross guard to it.
And it's like perfectly silver and the most beautiful sword you've ever seen, with gemstones in the hilt.
Mine.
I smack Quinlan's hand.
But it was mine. I called it.
Let us ask the ghost. Is this in the tomb? Do you want us to lay you to rest here?
Yeah, that would be a real quiet space.
And we'll put the lid back.
Oh, that would be fantastic. This is a wonderful final resting space. And with this thick marble tomb, I won't hear anyone. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
You can bury Shyamalan outside or at the
Yes,
waypoint or
just take
something.
Shyamalan.
Oh, no. We were going to put him in with Shyamalan.
Yep.
No!
To your roommate. Yeah, as
Yeah,
we close the lid back up.
We've grabbed the sword, though. The sword is now
Yes.
out of the tomb.
Yeah.
Just important.
Who grabs the sword?
I'm sure Quinlan did before anyone could do anything about it.
Quinlan, as you grasp the sword,
Yeah.
you can start to hear the churning of water coming from outside.
Okay. Well, given that my charge was to seek to understand the world around me, Quinlan kind of starts heading outside to, like, my ears are twitching and I'm trying to pick up what the water's doing and what might be about to happen.
As
I drag the sword.
You see the waters kind of swirling and churning around this island.
Boiling, kind of like rolling, like it's boiling almost.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's always a good sign.
And as kind of the sword moves in your hands, just with each step, you can feel almost the resistance of the water, as with each movement, you can command the lake around you. And I think with that realization, what you would then do with the sword is the cliffhanger at the end of this adventure.
Oh.
Ooh.
I have the power.
You have given Quinlan a great power.
Right?
And
Quinlan is like holding this sword aloft.
comes great responsibility.
You haven't pried the gems off of it yet?
Not yet. You know what? I can't just pry the gems. I've got to bring this to a forge so it can be melted down, and that's when you pry the gems out.
I see.
There's a process.
And I'll show you some of the cards that we had.
I think the very last moment as you're lifting it up, you see that lake kind of part like the Red Sea, as 3 net-tangled merfolk are gasping for air down in that water.
Revenge is sweet.
Yeah, and that's our very last image.
All right.
Of that. So, all right, thank you for everyone. We appreciate the viewers who are stuck with us as we went a little bit over time. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned to our social media where we'll be publishing the full write-up of this adventure, so you can download it and run it for your friends.
Yep, I hope y'all had fun. Thank you very much. I still have a lot to learn about DMing, but I had a really good time, and
So
I
did we.
want to thank Camilla for definitely helping me a lot. But it was really fun to play with y'all, and I hope you had fun.
Yep. We had a
Yeah.
blast.
Good playing with you again.
Thanks for the great game.
Yep.
Take care, everyone.
See ya.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye, everybody.
So for anyone who wants to watch, you can check out the Labyrinth Games YouTube channel. That's where you'll find the video from last week. This one will be on Twitch for a little while until it moves over to YouTube there.
And did we have anybody who wanted nobody wanted the Roll20 coupon, so we will keep it for a future time. And thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. What are we doing in 2 weeks?
I think in 2 weeks we might be expanding this adventure. Oops, sorry. Into a little region. We'll figure it out.
Okay, well, we'll come up with something. We'll post it on social media. Please remember that you can look at all of our RPG wares at Labyrinth Game Shop. It's store.labyrinthgameshop.com, and you'll be able to see this in a week on YouTube. And you can also see the episode where we built the world with these magic cards is already on YouTube. If you look up Labyrinth Games and Puzzles on YouTube, you can find all of our videos there. Thanks so much. I'm gonna